In this video, I'm going to show you how to turn this storage unit into a YouTube studio. So I needed a space to work on this channel, but I live in a studio apartment and I just don't have any extra room. So I wanted to find a creative space where I could use power tools and camera equipment and spread out and make it like a headquarters. But most importantly, I needed it to be cheap. So I was doing a ton of research to find somewhere inexpensive. I was looking for like a cheap office space or warehouse that I could work out of. And then I remembered that my friend in Nashville plays drums out of a storage unit. And I figured if he can do that, then I can certainly get away with this. To start off, I figured I'd give you a tour of what the whole place kind of looks like. So if you come right this way, in here, the first thing you'll probably notice is I've got like wallpaper covering the whole wall. So I did this so I could spray paint on it, I could mess with it without leaving any permanent damage to the steel wall that's behind it. So these pallets are like mounted on the wall and I spray painted on top of them, and they're just holding every tool I could possibly use to do any sort of creative project I want. Power tools or chalk or paint or spray paint, like anything that I want to create, I've got on this wall. And then if we spin around to this side, this is like the working area. So I was able to repurpose this old cabinet, and this swings up and then it becomes more surface area to work on. And then on this side, we've got like the desk setup. What's cool about it is I was able to mount this part of the cabinet to like the ceiling through this metal wire. The ceiling is all like this giant metal wire grid. It's been super helpful. For example, I've got this extension cord that runs across the whole thing, daisy chains across the metal wire ceiling, and then ends up at like the surge protector here. And that's where I've got all these batteries and things just plugged in. And then that runs into this main power outlet on this side. And then if we come back inside, you just pull this down, and then you got a green screen. This place cost me $75 a month, and I got the first month free, so I haven't had to pay a dime to be in this space. On top of that, there are no strings attached, so I could cancel at any time. I could cancel right now and just let this go to auction. Of course, there are some challenges that come along with setting up a YouTube studio in a storage unit. In fact, I actually found out you're not allowed to work or conduct business inside of a storage unit, and this article is literally from the same place that I'm renting from. But I'm trying to stay underneath the radar and not get caught by anybody who works here. So I told them I was a photographer and I just needed a space to store equipment, but it turns out I actually got really lucky because the lady who runs this place just doesn't really care. She said that if you don't bother me, I don't bother you. Just as long as you're not living in it, you can do whatever you want. Okay, so I have an update. I've realized that there's probably somebody living in the unit next to mine, because I was here last night filming this video and just like randomly I heard like a big crash in there, and I could have sworn I was the only one in here. I checked and the lock was like halfway in the door, so it looks like it's locked, but it's not actually locked. It's just sitting in the door. You see how this is flush? Like the lock is all the way in there. And then look at this. And there were no cars in the parking lot. And then tonight when I came in, I saw somebody coming out with a blanket, and they just kind of like walked across the street and like into the woods. So the other unique caveat of having a storage unit as your studio is that there's not an actual bathroom. So the lady told me that if I needed to go to the bathroom, I could just use Mother Nature. I managed to furnish this whole place without basically spending any money at all. I ended up finding most of the stuff just in the trash. Pallets I stole from the back of Publix. Like I mentioned before, this was just a cabinet I found in the dump, which I took apart and kind of repurposed into this lengthy bench. And then even this chair and that chair I just found on the side of the road. Another great benefit of this place is that for $75 a month, which is super cheap compared to any other office space, I get a locked private door that I can access at any time. I've got the entire place to myself after 10 p.m. because nobody else is allowed to come in the building. It like completely locks down. So I can be as loud as I want, I can use my power tools, I can skateboard in the hallways, and I can film and record and nobody can hear it. It's completely, I got the whole floor to myself. Look, it's not perfect, but it's mine. And who knows, maybe one day I'll be able to upgrade to an actual YouTube studio, but for now, this will do.